Hello, everybody. January 19th for those in America. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Didn't even know it was a holiday until yesterday, but enjoy your holiday. By the way, I just want to say his niece is a friend of mine, an amazing woman who really, really loves the Lord very much. So that's great. Anyways, we're super excited to have Aran on today and so much to talk about. But shall we start with how Sharon's grandson is, Dakota? How's it going over there for that? And around so much to talk about, but including, want to hear your thoughts on this Gaza Board of Peace and whatever else you have to share with us. Of course, in the National Leadership Center in Jerusalem site as well. Over to you, Aran. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. So, we have challenging times in Israel. We are still counting the war because we have Eran Glazer still there, the hostage body there, and until he is going to be back, we are going to be focusing in prayer for him and for his family that are really fighting and very strongly about him and such break the heart every time to see his mother fighting for him, and it's great. I would like to ask to put another prayer item from you all for Dakota, amazing young man that came to Israel on Friday, and he came to volunteer. A young American kid is not a kid. For me, it's a kid. We adopt him, Levavit. My wife fell in love in him, and from Friday, she's just feeding him. I hope that he don't going to gain weight so much, but he ate so much over the weekend, and today she sent him a boxes with food for all the week that is not going to be starving or be hungry. But it's amazing, it's amazing to me to see a young man that, and I hope, Sharon, it's okay to say all the things that, but, young Christian man that raised in a Christian family, love Israel and committed very much to it, that live his life in the middle of that most of the young people in the US are in the middle of developing careers, learning, thinking about the future, and he put everything in hold and come to be served in Israel, come to be part of the Jewish nation. He's living in Ariel. He's coming to the NLC every day, doing a lot of missions, and I know that his role is going to grow. But for me, when I introduce him on Friday to the staff, I say to them, we train the people that coming to the NLC four simple things. One, if you want to be a leader, you need to know your purpose in life. You need to connect it to the biblical heritage, and you have to have faith in your life and God. But the thing that we added, the fourth dimension that we added after the 7th of October, is the act of leadership, is to just think about that and read about that and pray for that. It's amazing and it's huge. But to do the act of leadership, to come and to leave everything behind you and do a big sacrifice, you and your family. And as you can, all the mothers and the fathers here in the call can imagine sending your young boy 20 years old to Israel with all the place in the planet, it's a big sacrifice for me. And I say to the staff in the NLC that this is the act of leadership. This is how you're doing things by action, going, leave everything, and go by faith. Came to a foreign land with a very hard language, and just coming very humble to serve. And I think it's a huge encouragement was the staff to know Dakota, just to know him. They're going to know him better like me in a way. So they're going to fall in love with him. But there is a lot of one of the things that we are training our trainers and the children that are coming to here is to doubt, to have a question marks. And one of the big question mark is why Dakota is in Israel, why a Christian young man is coming to Israel. It's a question mark, and I think it's a great question mark for him and for the trainers to learn about what is a sacrificial is, what is the committed, what is to be committed to something, to idea, and walk by faith and walk the land. And yesterday we have been in Jerusalem, and for me, I'm going to Jerusalem 4 times in a week. And for Dakota, it was a very humble lesson for me to fall in love back in Jerusalem, because when Dakota came first time to Jerusalem, and we walk and see where John the Baptist was, which is very close to our campus. It was very exciting for me to see how a young man is like the first time that he's meeting his wife for the future. This is how I felt when I saw the eyes, and it's something that when you're falling in love, you know that this is it. So for me to see him entering to Jerusalem, and it was very cold and very raining day, so but it was so much for me, make my heart very, very exciting and happy. So thank you, Sharon. We are going to take care of him, me and my family and all the staff here. Today 3 people gave him coats, so now we go with the suitcase home back, and he came with the coats. Don't think, but everybody wants so much that he have a good time, that he have warm. And I say to Levovit that I hope that he's not going to be a fat guy, because, in the end, we need to find him a bride here or somewhere. Uh, but it was such a bless to see him. But I would like to connect my couple of minutes that I'm going to speak with you about the question mark. I think to doubt and to ask question is something that it's a bless. It's a bless to know, because one time I met a rabbi that he said that he envy in my life because I choose to walk in the vision that we are walking, and but I walk after a lot of struggles, and some of them are there. And one of the things that I'm teaching now is about praying and about reading the Bible. It's not just to read it to understand it, to read it to love that, to live the Bible, right? And when I'm speaking about that, I share my commitment to prayer every day in the last 10 years. But for now, it's after the war, it's coming stronger and stronger. And when my sons go to the IDF in the morning of on the noon of the 7th of October, or the day after that, when I start to put tefillin and invested more time in my prayer, I was reading chapter 91 from Psalms, and was for Itamar, and 121 for Jonathan. And one of the things that I was reading all through the war from Psalms 121:4, behold, he who keep Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. And last week when I spoke with my trainers about me walking in faith and praying, I shared with them about these 2 verses, and one of the trainers was asked me why the Jewish people need neither sleep or be slumber. Why? What is the reason that God is putting us in this place? Because He promised the land to Abram, right? And so why we need to suffer? Why we need to be in alert all day, on guard? And I found that as a beautiful question. And so we are now, and I'll connect that in the end of my word here. But as I told you, we are 836 days in war. By the way, for me, war is not just going to the shelter. It's not just it's inside war. It's a war in your heart. It's a war in your soul. It's the fact that we need to be stressed. We are now living in a season that we don't know what is President Trump is going to decide, if he's going to decide to attack them. And of course, if he's going to attack them, they're going to attack us. So everybody is in Israel is in a war now, in a war mode, because we don't know what is going to be. Nobody is going to say to us, listen, tomorrow at 4 o'clock it's going to start, right? So all of us are thinking and praying all the time what is going to be the next phase. We are looking at the peace government or the peace board that President Trump is putting, and we ask ourselves, how can Erdogan from Turkish, or how can Putin from Russia, or the guys from Qatar can be part of this thing? Let's remember that in the end of the day, Erdogan is not a British Airways captain of a plane. He's not nice, right? He's a guy that is killing people. And Qatar and Putin, we don't have to put words on Putin, right? And one of the things, by the way, if I can share with you the feeling of the day by day people in Israel, is the hypocrisy that happened in the world. When the war started, and in the 8th of October, the poison machine of the propaganda against Israel was very prepared, and we start seeing people marching from the Times Square to Berlin, Amsterdam, Paris, and stuff, and calling from the river to the sea, and speaking about the killing in Gaza, about the genocide in Gaza. And now I'm wondering, when they're killing 12,000 people in Iran, where are all these good people with a good heart that very care about humanity issues? Where are they? I don't see any protest in Washington, D.C., New York. I don't see people carrying things against these people that killed and hanged and whatever they're going to do there. But 12,000 people are killed in the last week in Iran. And this is very low number. It can be more than 20. And where are all these good people that are caring about humanity issues? They're silenced because it's not Jewish people, and you
Right.
cannot attack Israel. And this is something that in the street in Israel, it's very present. Where is President Macron that announced about Palestinians country? Where is all these noble people? They are not there.
Right.
And the feeling of us is very bad against it. But again, this is connected to the question why. Why the anti-Semitism is raising? Why, when is the Iran regime, the savages, Muslim people are killing, this is okay. And when we are going a war after they killed and murder and do all the things in the 7th of October, this is something that it's important. And what we are feeling and see in Israel very, very great is that we are standing in a time of history that the history is not, it's not moving, it's moving fast, it's run. And not just about communication, it's not about media. We see that there is a lot of things that happen that the news in Israel or in the world sometimes are not relevant. What you hear in the morning is not relevant in the night. And by the way, there is a lot of news and noises that you cannot know what is possible. What we know, that when we are speaking about Iran and Gaza, Syria, Lebanon, and all these places, it's not just about military arenas. We are speaking here about more wide and deep things. We are speaking about ideology and religious. We are speaking about fear and hope. You saw all the women in Iran, how they're living. All the people are living here. We see how a regime that is very strong and vicious against people that just want to live, but they are living in stress. Iran is not just a threat to Israel, it's a threat outside, but it's also the regime is something that it's make sad and bad things to his people. So I'm wondering if this what they are doing for 12,000 people, it's not any miracle or something that surprise us when they're giving money to Hamas, to Hezbollah, to Giuliani, and this is something else. Gaza is the same thing. It's not just about terror. There is people that suffering poverty. There is people that using religious in a very cynical way, in a very bad way. And you can read books about Islam. It's not about just killing and murdering, and it's not. And in this area, we are living here in Israel, in a place that Prime Minister Netanyahu and the cabinet needs to make very fast decision. It's not it's uncertain. You know that I'm sitting here speaking with you. Maybe at midnight it's going to be a bomb here. Who knows? We pray not. And the time becoming something that is strategic. And again, it's not just the threat on Israel. It's not just a military threat. It's something that threat all humanity. I see that like that. And for that, and the problem is that again, the world is running very fast, and there is a lot of stress, reaction, and fears, anxiety, and then I'm coming to the question that the Lord said, or in Psalms it's written, "Behold, he who keep Israel shall neither slumber not sleep." It's not God promised us the land or living in Israel, and He promised that it's going to be great. God is keeping Israel. God is in alert all the time. God is not scared about things. And we can see that about the covenant. And this is something that very important. We see that when Abraham have his journey, he was standing in phases of test after test after test, 10 tests that he even, and some of the very hard tests. And God put him in these places. And but we have to understand and believe, and this is my answer to the trainer that asked me about me praying about Psalms 121. God promised us the land. God is choosing us as his people, and we are going to stand all the time in faith, because in Psalms 94 it was written, "For the Lord will not forsake his people." And this is something that we have to remember all the time. We are continue to be in test, we are continue to be strong, but God is always will be with us. God is always support us. Iran of today is Persia of yesterday. And this is part of a change of empires that grow, raise, but in the end of the day, they disappeared. And this is something that it's important to understand, that history shown that it's not random. It's not random, even it looked like chaotic. We have to remember all the time, Psalms 33. The casual of the Lord stands forever. And this is the main thing to remember and to teach our children. We have to teach them that we are still in test. We are still under the mercy of the Lord, the prayers of the Lord. And this is something that have to be very present. We are in test, but we are strong. We are not going to sleep, and we are not going to fall in sleep. We are going to continue to pray. We are going to be strong in the borders. We are going to continue to send our daughters and sons to the army to keep IDF. Why? Because this is what God said to us. He give us the warning. You are my chosen people, but don't sleep and don't be. And I think that this is strength, because in the end of the day, all these vicious people are going to disappear, and the light and the Jewish people are going to continue to be a part, and Israel is going to be the place that people are coming, and we are going to grow. Yes, the war is not going to end. Yes, the war is going to be continued generation, but I can tell you for sure that when we are standing here together, praying together, love each other, believe in the same God, bringing the vision together, and thinking about, and this is my ask for today, in the critical history time that we are maybe in front of a big war with Iran, you and the US, we are from Israel. We, for now more than ever, have to stand strong against this evil, against this. And I'm praying for the people of Iran. I'm really praying for them. They deserve for better life. They deserve to breathe. They deserve to have education and have a great life. And because of the regime, these savages that kill their own people, doing that, I'm praying for them that they are going to win there. And I'm praying that President Trump will understand that this is a window, historical windows, to make this thing correction. Because what is going to be happen, the Muslim have patience. This is something that we saw now, by the way, in the war in Gaza. The Muslims have patience. You can kill them, you can be there, the IDF can continue, and they have patience. They don't cry about their people. They don't see that they're miserable and poor. They don't see that. They have an idea, a vision that they have to delete the Jewish people, and they have to bring the Muslim people to rule the world. This is the ideologic in one sentence. They have they have patience. But guess what? We have also patience because we are the sons and daughter of God. And we this is what we are teaching our people. And I encourage you also in this historical moment that we are standing in the last 2 years, but what is going to be with us. Let's all of us, and this is something that I'm doing every morning when I'm praying. I'm thinking about how to make Israel strong, how to make the youth strong, how to be part of the healing, how to be part of that. And I say that to you in the past, and I encourage you. Continue to pray for Israel. Continue to pray to the Jewish people around the world. Continue to pray for wisdom for Prime Minister Netanyahu. Continue to pray and continue and speak to your young people in your community. One of the things that are really concerned is about the next generation in the US. How is the next generation in the United States of America, Canada, see Israel? And the power to change that is in our hands. And I hope that it's going to be here 1,000 Dakotas in the NLC every year because every young man like that have a circle of friends and family around him. And Dakota in the 96 hours that he is in Israel start to understand how complicated is Judea and Samaria and how complicated the Green Line and how complicated Jerusalem. We were sitting together in Jaffa, in Tel Aviv, and we was the only family that sitting in a restaurant with full of Arabs. And Dakota will start to ask questions about, oh my gosh, we're sitting in the middle of Tel Aviv with 200 Arabs around us. It's a huge, Sharon, I'm sorry, it's a good restaurant. It's okay. But there is Israelis, there is Arab Israelis, and they have the rights like us. And there is Palestinians, and Palestinian with this identity card and this and that. It's very complicated. And when it's going to be march, army of young people, Christians, that there is going to come from all over with the Jewish people that will come for 4 quarters of the world, this is the next generation. We are old. Not all of us, but I'm old and some of us are old also. Fred, you are not old. Don't be in this place. You are young. But these young people, as much as they are going to come to here, to know, to see the reality, and ask the hard question: why? Why you are here? Why you why Judea and Samaria? Why everything? Why Jerusalem? This is going to be the save of the world. This is going to be the future of Israel. And Christian and Jewish people, young, are going to understand the thing and speak the same language. The darkness, the savages, the Muslim people that just seek for killing people, they are going to be small and we are going to be big. So thank you very much for your time.
Wow, thank you so much, Aran. That's fantastic. Sharon, I'm going to pitch to you in just a second. As you're talking, I was so taken by Psalm 31 this morning, and just like you, please read it again. But so many references, a Psalm of David, in Lord, oh Lord, in you I put my trust. 14, verse 14. But as for me, I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hand, on and on. Ending with, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all you who hope in the Lord. And Lord, that is our prayer. Even as Aran was speaking, it's just, God, you are the answer. Lord, to you, we pray this nation will put their trust. Just seeing this Omer guy, who was a captive for a long time, saying in this pitch darkness, all alone, starving, dehydrated, I started to pray. I learned to pray and encountered God. Lord, we're praying for encounters with you. Go ahead, Sharon. Let's pray for Iran and then we'll continue to pray.
All right. Thank you so much for your kind words about Dakota, Iran. And you don't have to apologize. He is exactly where the Lord wants him. And this is so good for him to see, to be completely immersed in the culture and see what it's really like. And that's what he wanted. So it's okay. I do have to warn you though, he will be that excited about everywhere you take him. Because when we were talking to him yesterday, he was talking about all he had experienced, and he said, and he loves prophecy. He loves biblical prophecy. And he said, he told his mom and he said, I am living right in the middle of it. And he said, this is awesome. He loves it. So, but